Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited to share with you ingredients that you should be avoiding when you go ahead and grocery shop. So it's safe to say that when you're on your health journey, you're quickly gonna realize that it's not as simple as not eating chips and not eating pizza and eating broccoli and carrots. Now, I wish it was as simple as that, but unfortunately, I say this all the time, our food industry does not care about our health. It doesn't really care about if we feel good or if we get diseases later on in life. So unfortunately, we as the consumer do have to do their job and make sure that we are giving ourselves the best quality. Now, if you enjoy videos like this that talk about health, holistic living, how to better yourself, and I guess build a community, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I want you all to avoid when you go grocery shopping and you're checking the ingredients is gums and emulsifiers. Now, you might have already heard about xanthan gum and, soy lecithin emulsifiers and all of those things. And basically, these are things that are added into your food to alter the texture, not so much the flavor, but thickening them kind of makes certain things more like a gel type texture as opposed to watery. You might see them in almond milk or nut milks. So even though you may be thinking that you're swapping out dairy for a nut milk, you have all these emulsifiers and gums in there. And to be honest, they might be the reason you might be feeling a little gassy or having an irritable stomach. Imagine literally swallowing gum that you chew and expecting your body to just digest it. Typically, you're going to be finding gums and emulsifiers in ultra processed foods. What is new? So if you're shopping in the aisles and you're not taking, fresh fruit and vegetables, you definitely want to turn that package around and make sure that you're finding something that doesn't have gums and emulsifiers. It is going to be hard in the beginning, but I promise you, when you start eating clean and you're on that journey to continuously work on it, you will know which aisles to go to, which brands, to shop, things like that. They can really spark inflammation in your gut. Obviously, inflammation is like the first step of diseases kind of starting and marinating, and we don't want any of that. If you need a tip for how to, off the bat, try to avoid them, try to buy things that need to be refrigerated and aren't ultra processed. So for example, if you're gonna buy tortillas and the tortillas are just sitting in a plastic bag and they're sitting on a shelf and they're not being refrigerated, chances are they have preservatives, they have xanthan gum, they have these emulsifiers to keep them preserved. So your best bet is to maybe get frozen tortillas and again, read the ingredients. And if they need to be frozen or refrigerated, chances are they don't even need these emulsifiers and gums, but they might still have them again for the texture. All right, so the next ingredient that you really want to avoid is natural flavors. This one irks me to the core because of course they chose this word because as humans, when we hear the word natural or organic, we're like, oh, that has to be exactly what it means. But fun fact, if you live in the States, then the FDA actually hasn't clearly defined what natural flavors means, which means many things can fall into that category. Originally were derived from animal and plant extracts to enhance flavor. So they're not added into your food necessarily for nutritional value. It's simply just flavor, and that's done by food scientists. So when you have these in your ingredients, at least the way I look at it is, you don't know what it is because it's not clearly defined. And most natural flavorings now, especially when you buy cheaper food options at your grocery store, they're chemically made in the lab. You don't know what chemicals they're using. You don't know the quality of chemicals that they're putting together. And there's honestly no regulation in what they can do. They're just adding flavor. And as I've mentioned multiple times before, your taste buds are so capable of changing. So if you think like, I have no idea how I'm going to go from white bread to like grained bread or wheat bread or whatever, or I have no idea how I'm going to go from this to organic, your taste buds will change. And that's the thing. All these natural flavors that you're probably so used to digesting and taking in have definitely altered your taste buds. So we want to move that back so that your taste buds are able to actually eat natural things. Also, a little fun fact / scary fact is food manufacturers aren't required to disclose whether additives come from natural or synthetic sources, which is really, really scary because all they're required to do is, as long as the original source comes from a plant or animal, they can add different solvents and chemicals and basically alter that however they want to, and they don't even have to disclose that.
If that doesn't blow your mind, I really don't know.
Right, the third ingredient that you should be avoiding at all costs is high fructose corn syrup. Now, high fructose corn syrup is something that is linked to obesity, to cancer, to heart disease, to basically a lot of things that are preventable, diabetes as well. And if you think about it, the fact that high fructose corn syrup is not only banned from all of Europe, but it's literally not found in ingredients in countries like Canada, Australia, Japan, etc., says a lot. Like, why in the States are we allowing our citizens and people to consume such an addictive thing, such an addictive ingredient, and some other stuff? It obviously affects your metabolism, again, type 2 diabetes, and it's not broken down exactly in the same way that normal table sugar is broken down into fructose. So yeah, honestly, just avoid it. And again, you might find that you're addicted to it, or that you might find that things without it aren't as sweet, but your taste buds will change, I promise you. And then when you do have it, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe I ever thought that that was yummy or tasty. All right, the last ingredient that I'm gonna talk about today is food coloring and food dyes. These are, again, something that you really want to avoid. Typically when food scientists and brands add food coloring, it's just to make it more pleasing and fun for the eye, which is why so many children's foods like cereal and chocolates and candy have bright reds and yellows and greens and blues, because kids are attracted to that. And then you'll also see for a lot of, adult food, or I guess normal food, you'll see a lot of white dyes and green dyes because people associate green and like that yellow color with healthy stuff. But just because you're buying spinach tortillas does not mean it's healthier.
They honestly use green food dyes.
So don't use it, especially because most food dyes are literally made from petroleum, the stuff that you put in your car, and it obviously disrupts your immune system. And again, with COVID-19, just everything in general, we really want to make sure that our immune system isn't getting attacked by things that we're putting in our body. We want to make sure that we're leveling it up so that whenever it needs to kick in, it is on its A game. All right, folks, so those are all the ingredients that I'm sharing with you today that you should be avoiding. Please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you would like a part 2, because there are definitely more ingredients that I can be sharing with you. Don't feel overwhelmed or discouraged. There are millions of people who have made the switch and are on their health journey. And as I said, everything that I'm telling you today, it's because I started my health journey. I started reading, I started doing my due diligence and research, but I want to share with you all so you don't necessarily have to, but of course, there's nothing wrong with Googling things and making sure that you're making the right decision for your body. On that note, I will see you all in my next video. Have an amazing week, and I hope you all stay really safe and really happy. Bye, everyone.